Okay guys, Gogeta Blue might be the next Legends Limited unit to get a Zenkai. There's a lot of reasons to believe that. First off, we're still during the 5th year anniversary and usually they like to release hype stuff for those celebrations, like we just got UI Saiyan Goku Zenkai. Then we just got movies buffs, so that's another good sign. Also, he's the oldest LF in the game without a Zenkai or a Platinum equip, so he definitely needs the help. He basically released back to back with UI Saiyan Goku. So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff. Plus, we might be getting Ultra Vegito Blue for part 3. So getting this guy as a Zenkai would be the perfect transition from movies to Fusion Warrior buffs. So right now I have Gogeta Blue and UI Saiyan Goku both on the screen. Those guys released back to back, so I can pretty much compare them because they have similar stuff in their kit, like the damage inflicted, the key recovery they received, and also UI Saiyan Goku is the most recent Zenkai, so we can really look at what he got to become how good he is and maybe use that as a guide to what Gogeta Blue might get on his Zenkai. By the way, right now I'm on dblegends.net. It's a new site, it's not the old one. It's made by this guy called Hydros. It's still a work in progress, but this website is gonna be amazing once it's done. So if you wanna go follow this guy, he always posts updates about the site. As you can see here, 16 hours ago. This one, 23rd of June, that was like 3 days ago. So he keeps the community updated, and it's a great site to use for content creators especially, but even as a player, if you want to find some info, find some stuff about the characters that it's hard to look in game, maybe this site can help. So definitely check the website and Hydros on Twitter. Okay, so let's get right into it. Here on the left side I have UI Saiyan Goku before Zenkai and after Zenkai, and here Gogeta Blue. So we're just gonna use this guy as a guide to see what this guy could get on his Zenkai. So we're gonna start with the main ability. So he draws the ult, he gets 30% health and ki by 40, and then cancels enemy upgrades. Okay, that's not bad. And post Zenkai does the same thing here. Health by 30 is the same, ki by 50, that's 10 extra, not a lot but still good. Cancel enemy buff effect is the same, and then he gets 50% on unique gauge. This is pretty big for him. Like, obviously, because they added this, they said we're not gonna change this too much because this is good enough. You actually really can take advantage of this. This is basically for UI Saiyan Goku or any UI Goku. This is basically like getting your Vanish back, you know, because you get gauge enough to actually get your Vanish back. If you're in a situation where you don't have gauge and you don't have your Vanishing gauge anymore and your unique gauge anymore, this replenish half of it so you can get your Vanishing gauge back, so that's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much it, and that extra 10 ki. So let's look at this guy. Throw the ultimate arts, that's gonna be the same. Health by 30, ki by 40 is literally the same thing. So we can expect this guy, maybe because he doesn't have a unique gauge, he's not gonna get anything like this. So maybe we can expect him to get a bit more health, like this can go to 40 and this can go to 50. Then he gets upgrade minus 100% to damage cut for 30 timer counts. This is really good. I don't expect them to change this, but it would be nice if they bumped up the timer to like maybe 40 timer counts. That would be really good. And then nullifies downgrades and abnormal conditions. So I'm pretty sure most of this is gonna stay the same. As I said, he's gonna probably get a bit more health and a bit more ki. And then this might be bumped up to 35, 40, which is not bad. I mean, cut pen 100% is really good. Okay, let's have a look at the unique abilities. 25% damage inflicted against Fusion Warrior. Applies the following effects to self and battle starts. 60 damage inflicted, reduced damage received by 20%, 50 ki recovery, and minus 5 to strike and blast arts cost. So for here, they didn't change the first one, it's still 25%. They bumped this up to 80 from 60, and this one from 20 to 40. So he got a 20% stat increase in damage and damage received. So for Gogeta Blue, he has 60, same as UI had, so we can see this go up to 80. Reduced damage received by 30, UI had 20 and they bumped it up to 40, so this is at least gonna go up to 40, maybe even 50. And then 50 ki recovery, I think that's gonna stay the same. Then this guy applies the following effects here, okay, to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed with current character. So 3 timer counts, ki by 30 and 20 damage, and 8 counts, ki by 30 and 30 damage. So they stayed the same, they reduced this from 8 to 6, and then those are not cancelable anymore. So yeah, that's pretty good. Like, it's easier to get those uniques and they're not cancelable, so they're permanent buffs. So let's see, on this guy, applies the following effects to self and this character enters the battlefield. He gets health by 10%. I think this is gonna stay the same, but we might see an increase in percentage. Same for the key, we might see an increase. 20% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. This might be uncancelable. It could stay there for 20 timer counts, but might be uncancelable, and maybe get it every time you come in battle. And he gets he nullifies cover for 10 timer counts. This was like the most valuable thing he had in his kit, and still is to the day. Activates 3 times, so he gets 30 timer counts of cover change nullification whenever he wants. Like, he just comes into battle and he can get that. I really wish they're gonna make this uncancelable. That's gonna give him a lot of value, because that means he will be one of the units that can Rising Rush Goku Frieza without any worries. So I'd really like to see that on him. Maybe they're not gonna do it, but if they do that, I promise you that his value is gonna go way higher. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna do this here. Okay, so knocks enemy back to long range. Okay, we know this is like his special cover change activates twice, same as Beast Gohan, as UI Goku, the red one, as Gogeta Blue Ultra. So a lot of units actually have this nowadays. He was the first one to have it, if I remember correctly, and it was really busted back in the day. I'm pretty sure they didn't change this at all. They gave him this, I see, so more damage inflicted against Fusion Warriors, which was not there, which is not bad. Like, for part 3, if we start getting Fusion Warriors, this is gonna be a really nice unique to have. And then I'm pretty sure they stay the same. You cannot combo it with a blue card. Consumes 30% of this character's unique gauge to activate Ashra. Yeah, so this is the same. Tap action strike and blast, tap action strike and blast if I do not activate in the following circumstances, blah 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 blah. Okay, so basically this is just stuff about his unique gauge. And this character has, okay, immediately firing side step, blah blah blah. This character is okay, so basically his unique gauge stayed the same. I see, like, it consumes the same amount, it probably charges the same as fast as it did before, so nothing changed about this unique. They just added this. That's all they did to this unique. So let's see, this guy's second unique, all-surpassing power, 25% damage inflicted against tag powerful opponent. They might bump this up a bit, because from this guy he had here 25% and they added an extra 15%. So maybe they can do here like 35 to 40. That would be pretty cool, and it cannot be cancelled, so that's good. Applies the following effects to self upon landing a strike or a blast arts hit. 10% damage up to 50%. I think this is gonna stay the same. I don't think they're gonna increase this, but if they do, that would be really nice. And then 5% ultimate damage up to 30%. They might actually increase this one or make it easier to get, make it here like 10. So he gets 10, so in 3 cards he basically has his ultimate damage maxed out. Or maybe they can increase both this and this, make it up to 40 or 50%, and then have his ultimate hit really hard. And then knocks back enemy to long range. Okay, this is gonna stay the same. It's a strike cover change and it combos into a special move arts. So this is gonna stay the same. Maybe they're gonna add something else, but not a lot to his second unique. So most of the stuff that he's gonna get is actually gonna be in his 2 new uniques, and man, those are really important. The following effects occur when enemy switches while this character is on the battlefield. Okay, so he gets some key, he gets damage inflicted, he nullifies element factors for damage sustained, he gets ally subcon down by 1, and he inflicts enemies with -1 to arts card draw speed. Okay, so he does quite a lot in this unique. It's not like huge numbers, but it's a lot of different things to make him more valuable as a unit, to just be able to stay on the field and like get key, get some damage, go type neutral for your defenses, debuff the enemy. So that's really good. So maybe we can see something similar to Gogeta Blue, like maybe when he comes into the battlefield or when he's faced with an enemy, same thing as here. Again, he could get some key, he maybe could get some health back because he already heals in his kit, so maybe they want to focus a bit more on that, give him some health, make him sustain more so he can build up properly. Maybe he can get some card draw speed like by level 1 for 10 timer counts or something like that. That would be really cool. What I would really like to see is one of his unique give him permanent level 1 card draw speed, because he really needs that. So let's say he gets card draw speed when he enters the battlefield in this unique, that would be really good. He gets some ki, he gets some damage, and maybe some more build up to his special move damage or something like that would be really cool. But I think if they give him card draw speed in his third unique, like a permanent level 1, that's gonna be really good for this guy. So let's check his last unique as well. Applies the following effects to all enemies when this character enters the battlefield. So this is really good, the fact that it says here to all enemies. That means everyone gets the debuffs, okay? So they get hit with 20% damage received for 10 timer counts, minus 20% to health restoration for 10 timer counts, and minus 20% to ki recovery for 10 timer counts. So when you switch this guy in, he's gonna apply all of this to everyone. So basically he's a bit more tedious with this. And then he also applies the following effects to self if on remaining health is 50% or below, activates once. He gets a green card, he restores health by 20 and ki by 30, plus 20% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Okay, so he gets some uncancelable damage, which is really good. So maybe Gogeta Blue can also get some uncancelable damage in, I don't know, let's say if your last man stand with him, yeah, let's say he gets uncancelable damage, he gets health back, he draws a blue card or a green card, because like this guy with Gogeta Blue, if you manage to land a green card, you're basically gonna kill one unit unless they're red. Or maybe even say he goes type neutral, like if your last man stand, yeah, he gets ki, he gets the green card, he goes type neutral for like 15 timer counts, and then he gets like, I don't know, everything, health, ki, damage, all that stuff. Basically what the last stand man unit needs to be able to make that comeback. So I would like to see that on him for sure. But again, if he gets card draw speed somewhere either here or in this unique, is gonna be really good for him. Level 1, uncancelable forever. That's what I really want to see for him. Okay, let's look what they changed about his arts cards. Strike and blast are pretty much the same, they don't do anything special. On green card, I know he receives some stuff. So he used to restore health by 10 and ki by 40. Now he's health by 10 and ki by 50. So he gets a bit more ki. 20% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Now he's 25% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Card draw speed by level 1 for 15. Card draw speed by level 1 for 15. And that's about it. And on this one, they added nullify cover change for 5 timer counts. That's really good. It allows you to actually continue comboing after you pop the green. So you get more ki, you get more damage, and you get cover change nullification. Obviously Gogeta Blue is not gonna get cover change nullification, he already has it. So let's see what he has right now. He reduces damage received by 30% for 5 timer counts upon activation. So that means even if you miss it, that's the point of it. If you miss the green card and you get hit, at least you're gonna take 30% less damage for 5 timer counts. Counter will activate upon enemy's melee tap action or strike cards while in fighting pose. The following effects occur when counter activates. So this happens even if you don't land the counter. Then all this happens after you land the counter. So it gets a strike cards next, a strike arts card next. So that means you can just continue your combo. It gets restores on ki by 40. This can go up to 50. 50% damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. This is really good actually. I don't know if they want to bump this up or this, but even if they don't, I think this is good enough. It cancels enemy upgrades, inflicts on enemies with no switching for 5 timer counts. Yeah, this is really good. Here, it would be really nice if, let's say, they gave him another level of card draw speed for 10 timer counts. So if he gets one permanent in his uniques and then gets another one on his green card, that's gonna be guaranteed kill on any unit, because with card draw speed with 50% damage inflicted, the enemy is locked in, and if you haven't popped your main and you still have your main, you're basically killing anyone. So let's say maybe he gets card draw speed on this one and type neutrality for, like, let's say 5 timer counts. If they give him card draw speed and type neutrality for 5 timer counts, the same amount that the enemy is locked in, it's over. You land this green card, you kill anyone. So yeah, hopefully we can see something like that. Maybe that's asking for a bit too much, but I feel like this guy deserves to actually be a really good unit. So hopefully we can see that happening. let's look at the blue cards. So this guy had massive impact. I don't think they usually change this. It's still massive impact. 25% damage for 10 timer counts, 25% damage for 10 timer counts, unique gauge by 50 on heat, unique gauge on 50. So they just gave him blast armor on his blue card, so they literally didn't change anything, but this was good enough. Like 25% damage inflicted for 10 timer counts, so you can basically, you know, like chain 2 of them if you somehow make that play happen. And then unique gauge by 50, as I said, this guy is getting his unique gauge by 50%. That's why they don't modify this and his main ability too much, because getting this by 50% is already so much for your Saiyan Goku, so he doesn't need anything else. Gogeta blue, massive impact damage, so the same. He's gonna stay in the same 30% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts upon activation. This is really good because it's general damage and it's for 15 timer counts, so you pop a blue and then you have 30% damage for your next combo. If let's say you pop the blue card, your enemy vanished, and then you start comboing with this guy, then you're just gonna do a lot more damage. So I don't think they're gonna change this. And then inflict enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to restoration. Again, this looks good. I don't think they're gonna change this. Honestly, I don't know what they can do to make this blue card way better. I mean, it's a long range blue card, so he's not gonna get blast armor. Maybe they can increase the damage to 40%, even though I think that's a bit much, but yeah, I think his blue card is really good as it is. I can't remember if it's a quick animation, because if it's not a quick animation, then it kind of sucks. If it's a quick animation, then it's really good. Maybe they can add some more stuff like this, some debuffs for the enemy, like, I don't know, -1 to card draw speed or some bleed, or I don't know, something just to hurt your enemy a bit more. And now let's look at the ultimate. Supreme impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, 50% to ultimate damage for 3 timer counts. Okay, it's the same. Oh, I think it's all literally the same. I'm switching between tabs and nothing is happening. So yeah, his ult stayed the same. This guy does a lot of damage on his ult because not only he has like supreme impact, which is really a really big multiplier, he gets 30% to damage inflicted, and he also has the build up from this, so it's up to 30%. So basically, if he's fully built up, this does 60% damage inflicted, and then he nullifies endurance and has blast armor. So that's about it. This guy, what does he do? Oh, he goes through cut pen, but this guy has it in his main, so he's gonna go through cut pen anyway. Maybe they can give him some more damage on this, but I think this is a really hard hitting ultimate, especially because he's gonna have his bumped up stats and all that. And again, if they decide to actually buff this unique a bit, make it like up to 40% or something like that, his ult is already gonna hit really hard, so I don't think they're gonna change too much on this. So yeah, basically overall, what this guy really needs is better stats, obviously, but he's gonna get that because every Zenkai unit gets that. And besides that, I honestly feel like he just needs higher numbers, like here 80%, here like 50%. This one might be a bit higher, but overall his kit is looking pretty decent. He needs card draw speed. That's like the biggest thing that I feel like this guy needs. He needs 1 permanent card draw speed, and then if he gets a second level on his green card, that's perfect. And time neutrality. I feel like if he gets those two things, because he has cover null, he has healing, he has keyback, he's going through sustained damage cut, he nullifies like upgrades and downgrades and blah blah blah. So yeah, basically this guy has a lot of stuff. Maybe make some of those buffs, as I said, uncancelable, like this one. And yeah, if they make this uncancelable, he's gonna be broken. So those are the 3 things I really want to see from him. I want to see permanent card draw speed by level 1. I want to see some sort of time neutrality, not just defensive, like overall, so he can deal with red units. On green card is good enough. And then I want to see this be uncancelable. Like if they give uncancelable nullify cover change to this guy, he's gonna be really good, honestly. And other than that, I really don't know what else they could give him to make him really good, because his base kit is already really good in my opinion. I feel like just tweaking it a bit is gonna make this guy pretty relevant again. Obviously, to make him like a really good unit nowadays, if you read through a unit's kits, they do so much. Like, they reduce ki, they gain ki, they destroy cards, they destroy Dragon Ball, they gain Dragon Balls. And I don't think they're gonna give all that kind of things to this guy or to any old Legends Limited unit. Like, units have now unique gauges, everyone has a unique gauge, they have a tag mechanic, they have all kinds of like stuff to get everything they need and to disrupt and to draw stuff. But this guy as a base kit is really good, and if they touch up on it, I think this guy can easily become a top 10, top 15 unit. But yeah, if he doesn't get card draw speed, it's over. And yeah, what would you give him to make him good enough? Let's say a top 10 unit. As I said, you already know what I would give him. Let me know if you have the same opinion, or if you would give him something extra, or if you would remove something. I don't know, just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, it's the first time I'm making this type of video, so sorry if I sound retarded or if I'm like just not talking about what I meant to talk. I don't know how to do this, but I tried, okay? So yeah, if you enjoy it, nonetheless, give it a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, I see you thought it was over, but then the future tango boosted power, roasting opponents, the coldest foes that I'm owning, the key is flowing in ocean, you had the nuts to step through one of us, but now you're facing both with these.